Hey guys, it's Jang from the friendly forums at ultimaterc.com, and I might know a little bit about RC cars and trucks, and I've played with helicopters a handful of times, just really basic ones, coaxial 4-channel, just barely got my first fixed pitch 4-channel helicopter. But when it comes to RC planes, at least hobby grade ones, I know nothing. I'm a complete and utter newbie. So for any of you RC plane masters that are out there who are watching this video, why are you watching this video? Don't. You're not going to get anything out of it because I don't know what I'm doing. However, I've been interested in getting into hobby grade planes for a while. Maybe not nearly as heavily as I've gotten into cars and trucks, but I have been wanting to try it out. I just keep coming up with excuses for not doing it. However, no more excuses. A good friend of mine bought me this for Christmas. This is from Great Plains. It is a 3D Yak 55 ARF kit. ARF stands for almost ready to fly, in case you didn't know. It is mostly made out of foam. It has a wingspan of about 34 inches. And yeah, I really don't know anything about planes, but I'm going to try to put this thing together all by myself. Yeah, so that's probably going to be a little bit comical. It'll be an interesting process one way or another. I'm just going to open up the box real quick. There's a lot of tape in here. Yay! I have stickers! Yay! This is all new to me, guys. It's really interesting. So you're actually seeing for the first time my real life experience with hobby grade RC planes in its entirety. This is one of the wings. Let me just get out the other wing real quick so I can show you a little bit of the size of the craft. And these will get attached to each other, so that there is basically the size of the plane. That's going to be the wingspan, and this has symmetrical wings. If you look really closely, or if you zoom in, you can see it has a symmetrical airfoil shape. It's the same top and bottom, which should give it similar flight characteristics whether it's flying right side up or inverted. This is not the full depth of the wing, because you also have the aileron pieces. Everything comes with the covering pre-installed on these, which is a nice thing. It actually goes all the way, doesn't go all the way across, but this is a foam that has a coating to it that's sealed. They use several different types of foam throughout the kit, and all of the parts are pre-cut. You've got beveled edges where they need to be. This is really designed kind of for folks like me who don't want to just get something that's the most basic park flyer to start out with, because I know that would just bore me in no time. But folks who aren't completely comfortable yet with their airplane building skills, because maybe they've not done any airplane building before, this is very interesting right here. These are the elevators, the horizontal control surfaces on the tail, like so, and there is no separate horizontal stabilizer. There's no separate elevator. It's the whole thing. The entire surface actually moves for maximum amount of control input. On the backs of these, like I said, everything's pre-cut. They've even pre-slotted them to put the stiffening rods, which actually hook up to the control rods on there. And most interestingly, this one I had a lot of fun looking at when I first opened up the box. Like so. That is the vertical control surface. This is the tail, and this is the vertical stabilizer, if you can call it that. It's just a little thin. This is the rudder. All that moves. So this thing is going to be able to turn on a dime. It has just such large control surfaces. This will definitely be something where I'll want to turn the dual rates way down for starting out with. But I actually wanted to start out with a 3D capable flyer, because you can actually fly a 3D flyer just like a normal plane. You don't have to do all the spins and crazy high alpha, knife edge, whatever majigger thingy stunts and stuff. You can fly them just like a normal plane. Here is your fuselage before I cut myself off all the way. You can fly them like a regular plane, and you can also fly them very slow. They tend to be very light and have a very high power to weight ratio, which for me, I don't want to do a lot of high speed stuff. I want to keep it fairly slow. These can do that. Also, if you get into a really bad situation, even if you're at relatively low speeds, most of the time, if you know the basic mechanics of how to fly a plane, you can get out of them with these. You know, worst case scenario, oh, you're flying upside down, but oh, it has a symmetrical wing, so it doesn't matter. That's kind of the reasoning behind there. This is the fuselage. I'm going to show you from the good side. It's actually a thick piece of foam. It's not very thin, and it has pretty decent stiffness to it, thanks in part to this, I'm going to say 3.5 millimeter carbon fiber rod that's going down the middle of it, and that's all pre-installed. It also has pre-installed, I believe that's, I'm going to say basswood up front to this strut that goes through. It actually goes in to this point right here. That's for attaching the motor mount to securely. This clear area is where the battery is going to go, and you've got cutouts for the servos. It even has the mount for the rear control rod is pre-installed here. Again, covering pre-installed, and then the rest of it, there's a lot more tape in here. Sorry about the noise. It does come with a small little brushed motor, gearbox motor. This isn't going to be a super powerful system, but it's supposed to be enough to get it off the ground and do some fun stuff with it. Has another carbon stiffener rod. There's also a smaller one, which I believe is for the tail. And sorry, I wasn't fully prepared for this, but I wanted to do a video for once it's not all pre-prepared, and just be raw with it, you know. In here are a bunch of the they give you some tape to help with the assembly. There's some Velcro also to attach presumably electronics, and then the control rods are in here. I see some hinges. It comes with hinges. You don't have to use tape to connect everything. Has some servo control horn extenders to give it more throw, and then these actually, earlier I was saying control rods, I meant control horns. These are actually the control rods, the linkages, and they have little V bends in them to help absorb shock a little bit. Gives it a little bit more survivability. And probably wondering where the prop is. There's a prop. Big old prop. Wow. Yeah, that's a nice, decent sized prop with a good amount of twist on it. I don't know the rating of this prop just yet. I will certainly look it up. And it has, it's interesting that the ends on the prop are actually bent over. I'm presuming that that's for durability, so that when newbies like me go out and fly this for the first time, there's a slight chance that I won't finish the battery pack with a broken propeller. It might actually still be in one piece. Well, we'll see about that. So that's what this kit comes with. Things that are missing: a battery. You need to have a battery to power this. I actually got lucky as part of the package that was bought for me. Got a nice 3-cell LiPo battery pack. It's going to fit right in there. This is a Thunder Power battery, 1350 milliamp hour, 20C. It's a pretty powerful pack. It's definitely going to fit in that pouch, but it might be a little bit of a tight fit. Shouldn't be too bad. But then also servos. You need servos, little 9-gram servos. Got a couple of high-tech HS55 servos. High-tech, good brand, been around for quite a long time, make really good products. I actually got a third servo here, which is for optionally custom arranging a dual servo aileron setup. So you have one servo for each aileron. By default, the way that the kit is intended to be built is to have just one single servo. You can see the cutout for it right here. Single servo to control both ailerons. And that's about it. There's a little bit more. We've got a couple of stripes in here. But that's it. What else is needed? Radio system. Need a radio system, and also need a speed control to power the motor. In my case, I'm going to try out a brushless motor that I already have. I got a couple actually cheap small brushless motors from hobbyparts.com. I got a couple different ones of different strengths, so I'm going to try the smaller one, and I have a speed control to go with that. A little 30 amp, which is 30 amps is way more than this needs. It only needs probably 18 amps, 25 at the most, but I got a 30 amp controller so that I could use it on larger or faster things later on down the line if I want to. So that's pretty much it for the unboxing. Of course, it has instructions. These instructions are very thorough. They tell you exactly what to do. There are going to be a couple of building materials that I'll need to finish this, such as, I know they ask for epoxy, 5 or 6 minute epoxy, but the instructions are absolutely awesome. They tell you exactly how to line everything up. It's thoroughly illustrated. They really don't leave anything to chance or to guesswork. They tell you about balancing the entire craft, balancing the propeller. It's even the pre-flight checklist is in there. Very good instructions from Great Planes. Great Planes, of course, is the owner of Tower Hobbies. Tower Hobbies, if you didn't know, is Great Planes. It's just the retail end of them. It's all part of the Hobbyco family of companies. That's about it for this unboxing of the Yak 55 ARF 3D plane from Great Planes. I'm now going to take this into my workshop and start trying to put it together. So wish me luck.